Hi everybody, how's everybody doing this Monday? I hope everybody is having a great day so far. Thanks for tuning in. So we have an upload from Foodie Beauty. It's the title is like a 200-pound restart. So I guess she's gonna restart the health journey once again. So let's get into it.
Stop fucking eating eggs immediately. It's the reason why you have high cholesterol.
And of course, she's starting this off with TikTok because it seems that's where she's getting all of her nutritional and health advice from, the TikTok.
You think this is the best breakfast ever? This is not the breakfast of champions. Oats are full of phytic acid.
Throw the white bread away. If it's white, put it out of sight.
I know this is going to piss some people off, but fruit is not
I mean,
healthy.
honestly, that I don't know who that was, but the comment about if it's not white, don't eat it. That's the rule that we actually have in my home for my husband, who is a diabetic. He tries to stay away from white foods. So that includes, bread, potatoes, white rice, things like that. So, I mean, it works in our household.
November 4th.
What is this? Recital music? The breathing, though. Wow. I mean, the view is nice, minus the buses. With that view, you'll have a front row seat to World War III, Chantal. Fabulous. The breathing, 6 minutes in. Wow. She's this exhausted 6 minutes in. That's horrifying. Yeah, if that's not your wake-up call, I don't know what would be. I'm so claustrophobic hearing her.
Hi guys. I have some water.
I love how I guess we're going to have a video with the low BMI voice once again, but I love how she drinks the water to prove a point that she does actually drink the water.
Ice cold. And just a bit sweaty. So I have an impromptu weigh-in. It's not weigh-in Wednesday, but I'll weigh in now and then I'll weigh in, go back to next weighing in every Wednesday because, I want to know how much weight I am before I start back on track, which today I am.
You've never been on the track. I don't think you know what the track is, actually.
I'm going to do my best to be back on track. I've been off track for a bit. So, yeah, basically, if you're new, I started this new lifestyle journey basically around on the 29th of September. And
LOL.
And for the past maybe a week, a little more, I've been off track. My starting weight for this journey was...
Wait a minute.
I'm not
Excuse me. You're talking as if this was a day-to-day, everyday, healthy journey for yourself, Chantal, and that, in fact, is a lie. You probably have had maybe, at the most, 3 days that you've actually put work, I mean, I guess what you would consider work for yourself, into it by actually doing the treadmill and maybe eating proper meals. 3 days at the most. So stop behaving as if, like, you've been on this journey for, a few months and then, you fell off the wagon. No, that's not what this is.
Exactly sure of the exact amount because I'm not sure if the scale I weighed myself on was accurate enough, but I'm going by the highest weight that I can remember being in Kuwait, which was 166 kg. And when I did weigh myself in Thailand, I was like 165 or something like that. So it's very believable for me that I would be around that weight as the heaviest. And the lowest I've been on this journey, even though it hasn't been that long, was 151.5. So as you saw from the beginning, my weigh-in was 155 kg, which is up. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put the previous week's weigh-in, and the last week was a plateau. Hasn't been a full week.
I'm going to say this. It doesn't matter what you've weighed, Chantal. 155, 165, 185, you're still obese. At every weight that you're mentioning, morbid obesity. None of it is healthy at all.
But I've just been like slipping. So I got to catch myself now before
What do you mean?
Slips too far.
Excuse me. What do you mean catch yourself now? I think you are like off the cliff, and I think you've plummeted and have. I won't say you've hit the bottom, but you're just at the bottom of the cliff.
Back up to that 166 because it doesn't take very long. It might take like.
And excuse me, you've jumped off the cliff. You've fallen quite a distance. You're almost at the bottom of the cliff, and the bottom of the cliff is death. So that's where you're at this point.
Less than a month, depends. So I'm planning on just making healthy meals today, staying within the calories, tracking in my fitness pal. So I'll just show you what I have to eat.
This makes absolutely zero sense to me, considering she just did that sodium grocery haul with Chips Ahoy, Doritos, those, I guess, the Japanese, that's the only store I've seen those in, those giant Cheeto sticks. That's what they remind me of, the Cheeto stick things, chips. Yeah, so what's the point of this? Did you run through all that food already and now all of a sudden you decided to get healthy again? It makes no sense at all. Unless you watched Amber Lynn's manipulation gaslighting video that she posted yesterday and now you have the idea for this. I don't know. Kind of seems like it.
For my first meal, and I just want to start to feel better. As you can see, I can only do really 10 minutes before again my back starts hurting.
Oh, no.
And before I was falling off, I was able to do like 20 minutes, pretty easily. It was getting there. It's very easy for me to put on weight because I do.
Chantal, you're behaving as if you were doing the treadmill for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and you've built up this endurance. You've done it. I'm going to be generous and say you did it for maybe a week, if that. I don't think so. I think, honestly, you did it for 3 days. So I don't know how much of an endurance you possibly could have built up over 3 days. I say nothing, but I don't know.
Sodium, and that retains a lot of water, water weight, which is also why I lose
water
a
weight.
good chunk at the beginning. Probably a lot of it is just water weight.
Anybody that goes on a diet or decides to do the health journey, the first 10 to 15 pounds, maybe even 20, depending on your body type, I guess, would be water. That's for anybody. It would be for a thinner person as well, Chantal. Yeah, so whatever.
You'd be surprised how much that weighs, when you're eating a lot of salt. Yeah, so I know my starting weight now. Like I said, I'll weigh myself next week.
And actually, and in fact, I take that back. A normal person that's healthy would probably be about 10 to 15 pounds. But in your case, since, I don't even think you would really need a diagnosis because the edema shows on you. It shows in your face. It shows in your hands. It shows in your finger, the coloration of your fingertips, all of that. You're carrying more fluid on you because of your obesity, because of your heart probably not functioning correctly, your kidneys not functioning correctly, your liver not functioning correctly, all because of the uncontrolled diabetes. This is just my opinion based on the experiences that I have had with my son and my husband. That's all I'm saying.
Much on this, I'm just going to catch myself and keep going. I know that it's frustrating, like when I fall off track for my viewers and stuff like that. But I just want you to know that this might happen again. Like, it can happen. It's not an easy thing to do.
So
It's
basically, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're already giving you're giving yourself an excuse to do a binge. That's basically what that was. So, whatever, Chantal. This is all bullshit.
not, something that has no ups and downs. It's a journey. It's not like a race to the finish.
It
And
should
it
be.
takes a long, long, long time.
Excuse me, and I would disagree with that. It is a race to the finish of your life. The finish line for you is, death. So yeah, it is a race.
You know, so I do want to remind my audience of what method of attack I'm going for. And there's a lot of different ways to achieve your goals. Some people, take Mounjaro, Ozempic. Some people have the surgery. Some people, there's not like a one size fits all. And I just really want to emphasize that. For me in my situation, because I have an eating disorder, a disordered relationship with food, if you will, I think it's very important to slowly repair that. And
You are an addict. It doesn't matter what the addiction is for, Chantal. You have an addictive personality. It just so happens that at this moment, food is your drug of choice. If you were in Canada, if you were in Thailand, or wherever you're at, you might choose another option. You just get addicted to things.
I say slowly, I mean like what I think has been working, even though I fell off track. That can happen with any method of, weight loss or lifestyle change that you're trying to achieve. Again, there's not going to be all happy days and success every single day. But I think keeping consistent with it, even if you fall off track, is the key.
Get out
and
of
how
here.
long you fall off track. So I'm trying
This
to
is,
catch
like I
myself.
said, once again, I'm going to say this again. She reminds me, and if anybody out there, that you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've had addicts in your life, if you've had alcoholics in your life, people that have been to prison, things like that. This is jail talk to me. It's just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to get my life straight, blah, 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 blah. All the bullshit that you hear as a setup right before they go back to the same behavior. Chantal, you are not going to be able to do this by yourself. You need professional treatment. So I don't care how much TikTok you watch. I don't care how much stuff, things that you Google, whatever. You need professional help. You cannot do this by yourself.
Day, before I gain any more weight. And I'm still 11 kgs down from my highest. So I just keep thinking of that to be on the positive side. But that being said, I know people, scoff or shake their head when they see my grocery hauls and,
Well, yeah.
Think, oh my gosh, you have so much junk food. And I'm trying to not label food as bad. I'm trying
You
to
need
just
to.
eat less. I'm trying to still enjoy foods that I like,
Please.
instead of being afraid of them, that I won't be able to control myself
Okay,
around them.
that's
And
the dumbest statement I've ever heard. Like I said, you're an addict, so you're no different than an alcoholic saying, well, I'm going to keep all this alcohol in my house because I like it, and I'm going to try to limit myself on the alcohol. That's literally what you're doing to yourself. You shouldn't have Chips Ahoy, Doritos, any of those types of food in your house at all. You shouldn't purchase them at all. You shouldn't tempt yourself at all. I don't give a crap if you like the food. If you know you can't control yourself around it, Chantal, you should not have it in your house. You are giving yourself an excuse for the bad behavior. That's all you're doing.
but just eat less of them. Balance is the key to
Please.
life.
No, it's not.
Trying to do more like an 80.
Balance, yes, is the key to life, but not for an addict. There can be no, like, I'm going to keep this in the house for you at all. Nothing. Nada. Nothing in the house, Chantal.
20%, so 80% healthy, 20% junk throughout the day. And
Please.
healthy looks different to everybody. A lot of people hate on a baked potato, because they think it's a bad carb. All carbs are bad.
No, people don't hate on a baked potato. A baked potato is fine, but not for a diabetic, Chantal, and not for somebody that also adds. What do you use? You use the yogurt, but you use too much of it. You put the butter, like all this kind of stuff added to it. But no. So come on, you're giving yourself excuses and you're trying to bullshit everybody. Stop it.
I don't think that, and a lot of other people don't think that. It just depends on your mindset, your opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. But
Please.
this is my journey, and this is how I'm choosing to tackle it right now. And I think it's the most realistic. I've done a lot of different diets. I've done. I think I've even done a potato diet. I've done, all fruit.
When has she done this?
Fat water fasting.
Excuse me, you can't even water fast during Ramadan, Chantal. What are you talking about? You've never, completed anything. You might start out, for a day, a few hours maybe. I don't even think you made it through 24 hours of Ramadan, the first day, doing a water fast. So who are you kidding? Come on.
Elimination diets, and I've just gone from one extreme to another, and that's just not it. I've never been successful at that. So I think that this is in long.
You know why? Because diets are not going to work for you, Chantal. Like I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying what I keep saying. You have abused your body and brain for so long over the years that you need to educate yourself on how food metabolizes in the body. And I think that's the only way that you will understand, and that's the only way that you're going to ever lose weight. Once you understand nutrition and the values of food and all of that, nutritional values of food, then you will start to lose weight. Until then, if you keep allowing yourself to eat the Chips Ahoy and Doritos, you're never going to lose weight.
Probably going to work for me, because realistically, sure, we have to eat to live and not live to eat, but realistically, we have to enjoy food.
No, you don't.
Especially in today's day and age, in any
That's
culture.
not true.
Food
That's not even true, Chantal. I mean, yeah, food, you enjoy food during celebration times and things like that, but you have this thing of being comforted every day with food, and you need the enjoyment of food every day. Majority of people in the world don't eat that way. They eat when they're hungry to fuel the body. So your way of thinking about food is completely backwards. The majority of the world does not eat like this.
Celebrated. We use food to celebrate things. Weddings, there's food. Birthdays, there's food. Christmas, it's about the food. And, we have to take back that control in our life that we've lost, because if you rely
First of all, those are, like I said, those are holidays and celebrations. The way you eat, it seems like every day of the year is a holiday or celebration for you, Chantal.
other sources to have that control for you, you're never fully grasping, taking it by the balls.
Speak for yourself.
I know people think that I'm adverse to getting any kind of help.
You are.
I've had a long journey. I've had a long journey since being 15, in and out of mental hospitals. I've been to an eating disorder program.
So, okay, in and out of mental hospitals. So now you're saying that you've been to multiple mental hospitals. Is that what you're saying, Chantal? And you've been under treatment for eating disorder since you were 15? Is that what you're saying now? I don't know. Next week it might be something different.
I've been on Vyvanse, I've been on Ozempic, I've been, but nothing ever really I've been to therapy a few times, and nothing ever.
I believe you've been to intake. I don't know if you've actually gone through therapy. That's not what you've displayed on this channel. And you certainly don't display any tools learned in any kind of therapy on this channel.
Really worked for me. So,
you know why it doesn't work
I'm
for
just
you?
re-
Because you have to keep going. And therapy, like I said, I've been in therapy for many, many years. And therapy is something that it gets really hard before it gets better. But it does work. And from what I've seen, Chantal, you never continued with therapy. You never gave it a chance to work. So that's on you.
Trying to be realistic. So when you see me, buy those little bags of Doritos, yeah, maybe the thumbnail is a bit trolling, but in all sincerity, I'm not trolling with the reality of what I'm trying to do, and that is just basically eat less.
You are 100% trolling, and by posting a thumbnail like that, you know exactly what you're doing, and what you are doing is pimping your eating disorder, Chantal. That's exactly what you are doing. You're pimping yourself, and you are exploiting an eating disorder for money. That's what you're doing. Say it like it is.
Of everything. And, my Egyptian food mukbang, that was a single meal, had a lot of rice. I ate half of it, I wasn't on track then. If I was on track, I would just portion the rice with an actual cup, measure a couple cups, maybe 2 cups, as an example. So by doing that, by not telling myself, you can't have this food ever, it's bad, you can't control yourself with it, it puts me in such a negative headspace, and it creates a lot of that food noise in my head.
No, what it does is because you have that defiance, opposition defiance, just I'm not going to say disorder. I'll say trait, where you don't like being told what to do. You don't like being told that you can't have this. That's your problem.
Constantly like, oh my gosh, you had a cookie, I can't live that way.
Exactly.
So I think that's just what I need to keep trying to do. So it's going to be an attempt at a natural weight loss, at resetting my system and my brain to not be so hyper focused on eating so much food. I can still have, pizza.
No, you can't.
Pasta, but I want to try to add more vegetables and stuff like that, and eat less of it. Just eat less of it. That's all I
You
want.
can't, Chantal. That's the thing you don't understand. If you are saying that you have an eating disorder, allegedly, if you are saying that you are a food addict, allegedly, then you cannot have those type of foods. You cannot have those type of foods in the house. Like I said before, it's like an alcoholic keeping alcohol in the house. You can't do it.
Is just eat less, because people say, well, why don't you eat like Salah? He eats whatever he wants, but he doesn't eat too much of it.
Like a normal person?
So I'm trying to be a normie. A normie is somebody who doesn't have any of those issues with food. It just basically eats, doesn't think about food after that. They think about food when their hunger hormone, the ghrelin, tells them to eat, and then after, when it says halas, like stop, when they're full, they don't think about food until the next time they're hungry. And that's my goal. That's my goal. Maybe I'll never be there because of my brain being just different.
And what your problem is for all these years, and like I said, I'm always going to go back to that story that you've talked about the bag of chips, and they sat you on the floor. I can't remember if it was your grandmother or mother, somebody in your family, where that was the catalyst for your food problem. Your entire life, whenever you've had anxiety or you've been hurt by something or upset at something or angered by something, the one thing that you go to is food as a comforting mechanism. That's why you always comment and say, this comfort food, that comfort food. So when you don't know how to deal with your emotions, you don't know how to deal with anxiety, you don't know how to deal with anger. So the only thing that you know how to turn to, Chantal, is food to comfort you in order to control those emotional urges that you have. I think if you go to therapy, you would figure this out and learn this, but you refuse to.
But I really believe that some people do also have a genetic predisposition that others don't. If you have people in your family who are overweight, it's probably in there somewhere.
So you're going to blame genetics now? Come on.
It's a battle. It's going to be a long battle.
I will say, I will give her that as far as addictive behavior. As she has said herself, that her father was an alcoholic, and that is actually something that can be found in genetics. So maybe her predisposition is to go towards food as the addiction instead of alcohol. I mean, I don't know, but I believe she probably does probably carry the genes for addiction. I probably, yeah, 100%.
And I don't want to go offline and just, lose weight and come back all skinny and whatever, That's not my goal. My goal is just repairing my relationship with food, and as a side effect of that, eating less, being more moderate in my life, then the weight will just come off naturally, even if it's at a slower pace. It's not a race, it's not a competition. It's just,
It is. It's to save your life. So I think it is a race. It is a competition. If you care about your life, if you love Salah, LOL, like you say you do, or if he loves you, he would help you get healthy. But it doesn't seem like you love yourself, and it doesn't seem like he loves you, considering the situation that you're in, Chantal, because from what I see, at least when you were in Canada and you had your family around you, this problem wasn't as bad. I mean, you still had a problem, but it wasn't that bad. It seems like since you've gone to Kuwait, reverted, and it seems like you've isolated yourself, your health and your eating problem has grown extremely bad. So,
a huge lifestyle change. So, but even, what I was doing before, I was starting to feel so good. My stamina was going up. My sciatica was gone. My sciatica pain is coming
3
back.
days on the
because
treadmill?
I'm sedentary again. Haven't been using the treadmill. And it comes back. So it's a sign, definitely. I don't know what more I need to, wake up and realize, like, I need to move. The body's meant to move.
I don't know.
So.
The next sign, like I said, if you keep doing what you're doing, the next sign would be losing a foot. The next sign would be a stroke. You could die in your sleep, Chantal. Like you could go blind, Chantal. I mean, there's so many things that can happen to you with uncontrolled diabetes. And not only that, you can go ahead and try to get healthy right now, but the damage that you have done to your body thus far, you will not be able to correct. You've permanently damaged yourself. Self-inflicted damage.
I was only able to do like 10 minutes, but I'm going to do 10 minutes, another 10 minutes a bit later after breakfast. So I'll do another 10 minutes in a bit. And so. All right. So for breakfast, I'm having a cup of low-fat milk, a coffee with a sweetener in it, and a little bit of low-fat milk. And I am eating a whole guava fruit. I love them so much. A cheese triangle, 2 multigrain toast with each a teaspoon of butter, and 2 hard-boiled eggs. And I find this breakfast...
I mean, honestly, that's not a bad breakfast. But for somebody like her, she's just setting herself up for a binge. Especially eating the bread. That's going to metabolize in her body, and it will trigger a binge. She shouldn't be eating that type of bread. This, like I said, this is just based off my opinion and my experience. Whatever, Chantal. Do you, I guess.
To be very satisfying and filling, and will carry me through until a morning snack or my lunch.
Honestly, I don't even know if she did this twice. This looks like the same video that was filmed at the beginning. So I don't know if this is round 2. She probably just did it once and then looped it in as if she did it twice. I don't know. And I'm not wrong for saying that, because Chantal has a bad habit of being a liar face. So yeah, I don't know if she did this twice.
Anyways, guys, I guess that's it for this video. I'm back on track and moving on. And
no, don't say you're back on track, Chantal. If you start this and you do it for a week or two with no hiccups at all, then you can say you're back on track. One day is not being on the track.
It's hard every time you fall off and you get back on because you feel like you're starting, from the beginning. But it's not the beginning because I'm not back up to my highest weight. So I got to keep telling myself that to stay motivated and happy. I know how to trick my own brain. It's insane. But yeah, I have to just do that and keep going because
If that's the case, Chantal, you wouldn't be like 400 pounds if you knew how to trick your brain. Come on. This is bullshit.
there's a part of me that has this, fiery Aries spirit of wanting adventure.
Isn't that haram?
And travel. I want to experience the things I've never been able to do being so obese. But there's that other part of me that's just not physically able to do it because of my health, because of my weight, and because of, my limitations. And I would really, really like to overcome that. So, yeah. All right, guys.
You know what? Here's an idea for you, Chantal. Since you want to travel and you're obese and all of that, why don't you incorporate your weight loss journey into your travels? And what I mean by saying that is pick countries that have healthy cuisine. So you could pick like a Mediterranean country, somewhere like, let's say, I don't know, I would say Italy, but no. You know what I mean? Just like somewhere along the Mediterranean where that diet has proven to be a healthy diet, and see if you can lose weight in every country that you go to, and do something like that. What healthy foods you can eat in whatever country. That would be interesting to watch. And you would probably lose weight. Why don't you do something like that?
That's it for now. Yeah. Thank you for listening to me. They're doing some kind of work out there. I don't know, so it's loud, but thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for those of you who are following me, believe in me. And this doesn't mean that I'm going to stop completely doing mukbangs. I do want to do cooking videos. Finally, I want to at least do one. I keep promising you guys, but
Okay, why would you even include that in at the end of this video? You're talking about getting healthy and then you're promising people a mukbang. Chantal, like I said, what is this? This is all bullshit. Come on. This is why people get pissed.
I just feel like I can't do things on certain days when I'm just so down,
Oh my God, whatever. Like Amberlynn.
And inshallah, this time I'll stay on for a longer period of time. So
anyways, that's the end of this video. Like I said, I'm feeling manipulation and gaslighting, like the Amberlynn video, jail talk, however you want to spin it. And especially I feel that way after all of that spiel she gave, and then at the end of it, she's promising people a mukbang. Yeah. Like, what are you doing, Chantal? I'm not a person that's going to say I don't believe in her, because I believe in people and I want people to succeed. I love a success story, even if they're assholes like Chantal. But that being said, Chantal, you're not going to be able to do this without professional help. TikTok's not going to help you. The internet's not going to help you. You need professional therapy. You need to go to nutrition classes. You need something other than your phone in your hand as far as education. Yeah, that's all I got to say. It's sad. It's sad to watch. She's so stubborn. She's so stubborn and doesn't want to listen. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.